Hi, my faves, compliments of the season. I know you've had quite a number of rice meals and festive meals, and that's why today I said, you know what, let's try this sumptuous native pasta that you would definitely enjoy, at least for a change. Right, and then we're going to be using some fresh prawns. We're also going to be using some panla fish. Panla fish is also called European hake fish, and then we'll be using some snails, some eggs. Here I have sachet tomatoes, just one of that. Of course, I wasn't even going to use everything. Some blended tomato, pepper, tatashe, and onions mix. We're also going to be using some spaghetti. Of course, that's the style of the meal. We would be using some sazon for seasoning and then some crayfish, okay? And here I have frozen scent leaf. Of course, you know I always buy in bulk, so all these things are usually always frozen, but they still come out, tasting the same way as the fresh ones. In my pot, I was just going to be boiling my snails, and there was really no much seasoning that needed to happen here because it's just snails. And for me, I just like to keep it simple and plain because it's still going to go into the meal and pick up the flavors, right? Then in the clean pot, I just added some oil. Allowed that to heat up for about 2 minutes, and then I went in with some onions and just gave this a really good stir before I went in with my tomato paste. Like I said, I wasn't going to be using everything because I really just needed half of this to create some sort of redness in the meal and give its own. Of course, tomato paste has its own flavor, so give that its own flavor. But yeah, half of the pack was, or half of the sachet, sorry, was what I needed. And then I fried that for another 5 minutes, gave that a good stir, and went in with my dry fish and tomato paste or tomato mix. Now make sure you put your fish early enough just so that that one too can release its own flavor into the pepper or the tomato, like I did here. And then I added some crayfish, and then just covered the pot and allowed this to fry for about 5 minutes. But while that was frying, I decided to put my spaghetti on fire. This was going to take 7 minutes, so I had the water boiling initially, and I didn't mind breaking my spaghetti. Please, oh, spaghetti critics, don't come for me. I usually would leave it whole, but for this one, I just wanted to break it because my baby was going to be eating from this meal as well. And it's always so stressful just trying to, put it in the fork and roll it for her to fit it into her mouth. This was after 5 minutes, and, I'd come back to my pot, gave this a good stir, and then went in with my prawns. These prawns, you don't need to stir fry before putting it in here because, you also want the flavor of the prawns to go deep into your meal. Okay, so you can just put this in straight raw. It really would cook in 5-7 minutes at most. Okay, so just put that in there, allow it fry again. I added my snails, put in 2 seasoning cubes, added my sazon, and then covered and allowed to cook for that 5 minutes, at least for the prawns to cook in there. And then I put my eggs, and here I was adding my scent leaf. Like I said, putting scent leaf or putting any vegetable in the freezer and bringing it out and putting straight into your food when you're ready to cook does not affect the freshness or the taste of the vegetable. So please don't be scared to do that. Okay, when I was done with adding my scent leaf, I then went in with my spaghetti and gave this a very good mix. And you can see, if you could smell, trust me, you'll be thanking me for this meal by now. But try it out because I still want to hear your thank you. This was what it looked like. I just allowed the spaghetti cook in the sauce for about 2-3 minutes, and then turned the heat down, and this was what I had. It was very tasty. I enjoyed it so much. I was glad that I was eating something other than rice this season. Would you be trying this out? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.